GM everyone. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes to let some people file in, and then we'll get started. Alright, don't want to hold up people for too long. You can always go back and watch the recording. So, GM, today is June 13th, 2022. It's time for the weekly app sprint. First up, we have support and Donna. GM Donna.
Hello and GM, everybody. So for support stats this week, as the market trends are pointing downward, we also have a downward trend with our Zendesk tickets. We had 83 new tickets last week, which is a 25% um, less than last week's numbers. Full resolution median time is currently up to 2.4 hours. First reply median time is at 53 minutes. 60% of the tickets were resolved in one touch. Total solved tickets is at 93, which is 25% less than last week's numbers. Full resolution median time and first reply median time has taken a little bit longer this last week because of the agent trainings conducted. For other support updates, as the support team has finished its first week of successful DeFi trainings with the support agents, we shall continue with the remaining topics of the DeFi trainings this week. And then CryptoMeg is currently away from work till the 25th. If you have anything urgent, you can still reach out to her, but response times may take a little longer. And then lastly, the new help desk article is up for the Kepler integration. Please check out the link on the spreadsheet. And then Mogi is working on the Tallyho integration help desk article next. That's it for me, and have a great morning, everybody.
Thank you for those updates, Donna. Next up, we got Ethan and Marketing Growth and Globalization. Let's see if I can get you invited, Ethan.
Hey, GM everyone. So coming out this week, we have, or today, the Tally Cash wallet integration, as well as a Masari report. And then a blog from Eric on the ShapeShift DAO is going through revisement. It's mostly his own project, but he did ask the DAO to revise it. I believe it's like a 10-page article, pretty long. If you have more questions about that, you can ask Lindsay. On the calendar, we have Pendo and Wallet Connect prepared, pending engineering there. Email, paid, and AB campaign is going out across all platforms. Toasty is taking the lead on this, so if you have any questions or maybe insights or would like to know more, definitely reach out to him or in the marketing public group. So pretty excited about that. Obviously, with the market conditions, we are going to focus on us being a completely decentralized platform that we are not going to be taking fees from people using their swaps. So sell your crypto without any fees here. And then we're also building out a visual and video backlog, looking for more consistency there, and that's led by HPain and Gray Machine. So if you guys have seen those like info GIFs that have been coming out recently, I think those are a great way to quickly inform people on ShapeShift as well as have them engaged in a short amount of time. So we're building backlog there, and if you have any questions, make sure to just drop in our Discord.
Hey, I just wanted to add, I think that the other thing that I saw from Toasty on the marketing messages this week is that it's your keys, it's your crypto, right? You can't get anything that's held on the ShapeShift platform cannot be frozen for withdrawals like what's happening at Celsius and Binance. So that's like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, spot on. That's a big focus for this push as well.
Thanks, Josh, for
Cool.
that. That is a big point, and if anyone has funds stuck on either of those platforms, I'm sorry, and I hope that they get it figured out. I had seen something about Celsius's debt getting bought out by Nexo potentially, so that may unlock your funds hopefully soon. Next up, we have uh, the Smith and Latam Labs.
Hey, GM everyone. GM Ron, quick update on Latin. So we continue to nurture our Web3 socials, and yeah, it has been the gateway to many Spanish speakers into the DeFi universe. So despite the crypto winter, we intend virtual events in this chain on Hive chain, yeah, aiming community engagement. So big props to Mr. Bear who came up with this plan. So we intend to distribute some airdrops there and also run virtual events among the community. Our Twitter account keeps growing, but our goal is 1,000 followers as soon as possible, actually. So this business model has been a success, and we had more than 200 plays in the last edition with Bankless Brazil. So we are moving to our fourth edition. Another big update is that Hunt and Vlad are building a good relationship with Bob Burnquist. So it certainly brings us brand awareness, and we are working around new ideas in partnership. So yeah, big props to you guys. My opinion, this approach will result in rounds of meetings with potential partners and big players. We already had a meeting with Avents, and yeah, we are glad that Bob shares the same vision. Also, Latin is responsible for part of Ethereum Barcelona merchandising. Some stunning windbreakers are already in production. We are looking forward to touch them. And lastly, we have a reserved seat in NFT Rio to talk about DAOs in a nice booth among Bankless and other friends. So more details to come. And yeah, that's all for Latin and globalization at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you for those updates. Glad to see all those awesome things coming. Next up, we have Giantkin and the Mod Squad. GM Giantkin.
Perfect timing. I was banning somebody and reporting them, so just got back. Should be relatively quick. My 7-day, we had 12 new users. 14-day was 42. Don't do the pictures now. Raids this week, we only had 2. One of them was 169 bots. And then the bad news is, with a heavy heart, I had to review our upcoming budget and proposal, and I had to let Miss go from the mod squad. She's a great asset. I enjoyed spending a lot of time with her, especially the GK dancing that I did. And maybe a little bit more comfortable talking to all these weird people that I meet. And I hope she remains a great community member and pushes us to do better things. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you to the Mod Squad, and thank you, Miss, for your contributions to the DAO. Next up, we have product. It looks like there's nothing on here. Maybe Fox McCloud or Diggy are in the audience. They could come up. Or Decentralized J. Oh, there's Fox. GM Fox.
Yeah, GM. Diggy is out sick today. Sorry, wasn't even really thinking about the op sprint. So for any product needs, feel free to reach out to myself, Decentralized J, Beard. We are around. I don't know what she was going to go over today, if anything. But yeah, should just be another good week. Sorry, I don't have any more details.
All good. Thanks, Fox. And if anyone has anything, we'll be sure to reach out. Next up, we have DeFi Cafe and Engineering. GM, DeFi.
GM, everyone. Let me just pull up the spreadsheet on my screen. Okay. AVAX works starting across the stack. So we've done a lot of work in this chain agnosticism stuff, and Kevin's been doing some work on the Unchained, like ripping out Jester, which that work all wrapped up last week. So few people are freeing up, and we've started looking into Avalanche support, which is EVM compatible chain. Very promising progress from Kevin already on Friday last week. Showed me a demo on Friday afternoon of Unchained indexing the Avalanche chain and getting accounts and transaction history. So very promising stuff there. And I've started looking into the asset stuff already. So it looks like we might have a second EVM chain much easier than we thought. CalSwap and ThorChain are progressing. So CalSwap's been bountied out, and thanks to French fam for working on that. And two of the core devs working on ThorChain, making good progress there. The Fox page went live last week. So if you go to app.shapeshift.com now and have a look, there is a page entirely dedicated to the token and what you can do with it, where you can provide liquidity and buy it and things like that. Wallet connects in test, which is great because this gets us a bunch of different wallets. It's on EVM only, but it's going to work across mobile and desktop, which is great. Just a little bit of a heads up as well. Engineering is going on a retreat next week. We will be offline for kind of like 2 days there, but it would be good to have everyone all in the same spot so we can kind of figure out the strategy and what's on the roadmap next, and how we can keep building through this bear. That's it from engineering this morning.
Thank you,
I think security, Mr. Nerdhair, is out unwell today, by the way. So probably
Awesome.
no update from him.
Thanks for that information. Then hopefully Mr. Nerdhair and Diggy can get well soon. Next up, we have Tyler in operations. GM Tyler.
GM Ron. From operations this week, we've got we're continuing to work with marketing on the release timeline process and the reviews there. This week we're looking at Pendo Yacht and Wallet Connect articles to get through there, and I hope to have this process kind of outlined in full so that we can have ops assistants be jumping in here instead of me being the meat shield going forward soon this week. The trusted community dev timesheet process is up and running. Hopefully should be saving all of the reviewers and engagements with that a little bit of time. There's a new sheet that's been created. So if you're a trusted community dev and you've got some unaccounted for hours, or if you have yet to get access to this sheet and this is the first time you're hearing about it, check your DMs and we'll get you all connected in the right way there. The triage report, we had 4 issues, 2 resolved, and we do have categories with the triage report now. So we're going to get some more metrics around different features and specifics, and maybe this will also lead for focuses on bug fixes in the future. But so far, 2 of our bugs were UI UX related and 2 were trade and DeFi related. We're working on creating a new regression testing schedule for all of ops. We do deployment testing every day, which is new things are going out into the world. Let's make sure they don't break. And regression is did anything for that we didn't expect kind of break, kind of making sure that all the features work as expected. We usually find third-party breaks, or maybe we did something in one code base and another code base kind of pooped the bed. So we used to have a very rigid regression testing schedule, but as we continue to grow out, we've found that we can relax our regression schedule. So there's a lot of things we'll be testing less and less for the benefit of our test funds and the trust and reliability of the code that our engineering team has pushed out there. We also have a project for formalizing and fleshing out our Git book on the horizon with operations. If we can weasel that into our time this week, I hope to have some more to share with you guys next week during operations office hours. Going on in the goat farm this week, Kepler Tally Ho and the Fox opportunities page are all live now. So marketing might have some more posting about those things, but the features and expected stuff should all be no longer behind a flag and available to all users. Please reach out to ops if you have any unexpected statuses or errors or bugs that you see there, and we can help get them resolved and escalated right away. A feature flagged right now, we've got Wallet Connect that should be going out this week, hopefully, pending testing and approval. And then we're making some progress on Pendo, ThorChain, multi-currency support, chain agnosticism, and super far off. There's this meeting we've got scheduled for the legacy AWS def and things that we can do to further continue our efforts in decentralization here. In terms of our PRs, we had 86 PRs and 4 repos. No new contributors over the last week. Only 1 bounty created, but 3 of them closed successfully. And that's what I've got from ops. Hope y'all have a good week. I hope you guys are holding strong or buying with these prices.
Thanks, Tyler, for those updates. Next up, we have Kent's and Tokenomics. GM Kent.
Hey, Ron. And I hope everybody's having a good Monday, despite this market craziness. I'm back in action after taking a couple weeks off. If you can escape the crypto insanity for a while and get back to touch with things that don't have to do with crypto, it's a nice idea in this market. But thank you very much to Willie for doing the tokenomics calls over the past few weeks, and to everybody in tokenomics for holding down the fort. So yeah, obviously the big thing impacting the current environment and our thinking right now is the downward pressure in the market. The most important thing to do with respect to that right now is to make sure that our Rari Fuse loans are sufficiently collateralized. So with that in mind, we've taken 2 separate actions over the past 3 days, specifically adding more collateral. Actually, the first action, we did pay down some of that loan with more stable coins, but we were currently protected down to roughly 3 cents on those loans. This would be around a 60% decline from current levels. In this market, you could get a big, nasty downward wick, flash crash. So we need to be mindful of really protecting to the downside, even something extreme like that. But we're keeping a very close eye on those, and we'll continue to add more collateral as they go down. Additionally, we're looking, talking about, other strategies. We could pay down some those loans. Of course, that takes away from our runway and our stable stack. But these are all things we're deliberating on. Tomorrow's chat for tokenomics will be heavily focused on exactly that. I'll also share some runway data that I created in a spreadsheet over the weekend, just to get a better sense of how that is looking at our current spend. In other action, we have a new round of our liquidity mining program that's in draft proposal, posted by the TMDC's very own Professor McCarthy. So give that a look. It entails a continuation of our current program, along with some new rewards potentially from using Bancor V3, which is kind of a cool new facet. Another cool thing that I've been digging into heavily that relates to tokenomics is the Foxchain tokenomics. Specifically, like whether or not we're going to create a new token for this, and if so, how would that look? I think there's some cool overlap with that. We'll probably touch on that as well during tomorrow's tokenomics. And then also, before I split, a few weeks ago, I did propose, I posted a draft proposal for Yieldies, which is this new financial primitive for earning yield. It's certainly a little bit lower on the list right now of priorities as we deal with all this other stuff, but something we'll keep moving forward. So shitty market, but as always, there's lots going on, and we're being very proactive on dealing with all this. So tune in tomorrow at 4 Mountain, and we'll dig in some more.
Awesome. Thanks, Kent. One of the calls I look forward to most every week. And next
Thanks,
up,
Ron.
we got Willie Fox and the Fox Foundation. GM Willie Fox.
GMPTT, GM Foxes. Oh man, I'm down here in Austin, still wrapping up the consensus conference this past week. It's been a pretty great conference, just nonstop activity and networking. Also got to go to the Coin Center retreat and get an update on everything going on in DC. So yeah, I always really appreciate getting to go to these conferences, especially during the bear market, and see that the builders haven't stopped building. There are also a ton of investors there looking to deploy capital that they've raised. So really some nice medicine for your conviction, just to get reminded that there's still so much great stuff happening in the space, and just a reminder that we've got to survive this bear. Update from the foundation side. We are currently going through some bids from vendors and engineers to create the new mobile app and assist in user migration. The foundation is planning to support this effort and fund the bounty. It's also going to save us a lot of costs once we can stop hosting this legacy infrastructure. So the goals for getting this new mobile app out there are to migrate all the users from legacy mobile apps, this new version. So we have a goal of at least 25,000, an increase of 25,000 monthly active users in the month following the migration to this new mobile app, as well as we have a goal to retain at least 75% of those that increase in active users through the next month, and also the goal to be able to sunset the legacy application and infrastructure, which is going to save the foundation quite a bit of money, and also save operations, product, engineering work stream a lot of time, because we'll be able to focus all efforts on the new app.shapeshift.com. So stay tuned. We'll hopefully have a decision by end of week on which vendor we're going to go with. It made a lot of sense for us to basically outsource this so the engineering work stream could focus on building out app.shapeshift.com, which will make that mobile app even better. Also,
Awesome.
please check out the ideation forum posts on the Fleeq account transfer. Fleeq is the service we use for deploying and keeping our front end pinned and hosted on IPFS. Right now, the foundation is paying for this. It's only $40 a month. So once if this passes and we migrate this to the DAO, we can officially say that we have fully decentralized our front end, which will be a big milestone in our journey to complete decentralization. I'm going to be back online a little bit today, catching up on stuff, but traveling tomorrow. So I'll be fully back in action on Wednesday. That's all from the foundation. Back to you, Ron.
Thanks, Willie, and safe travels. And hopefully, with the app getting updated, we can get Adam back to working on some of the new app stuff. Next up,
Yes,
if we have anyone else that has anything, now would be the time to come up and raise your hand. And if not, we can give everyone a few minutes back. Not seeing any hands raised, and I'm also not seeing anything in chat. So give everyone some time back, and have a great GM. Bye, everyone.